What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And this one, I'm going to be continuing to show you how to make the Hello Neighbor Alpha 2 basement. I always want to say Hello Neighbor 2, I don't know why. In this one, we're going to be finishing off all of the walls and getting the main things in, like the lanterns, basically all the lighting stuff and like paintings. Just to get something, and the next part should be the final part where we actually finish the interior decorations. So, yeah, that being said, enjoy the tutorial, and I will catch you on the flip side. It's time for walls. Yippee, I guess. So the materials you need to start off, or I guess for walls, are cyan concrete, bricks, block of iron, light gray concrete, white terracotta, pink terracotta. You will never catch me using that block again. I cannot guarantee that because I'm sure it'll be needed again at some point. And white concrete. That should be all the wall stuff we need. So we'll start from the end and work our way back towards the beginning because, I don't know, I said so. So to start off, the first couple of walls are cyan concrete around that first hallway that we made. So, this one right here, this little long guy off this brick room, it's just entirely cyan concrete, and it'll stop once you hit the room here. So essentially just like, you know, hit the end of this row, but you're gonna end up one short because this room will be entirely brick walls, and we do want to keep that entirely as is. So, yeah. And it'll be 4 rows of so. We'll do the ceiling last, I guess, but yeah, 4 rows of sign. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. I love recording these sometimes. Some of these, like, tutorials are fun. Some of them aren't. This one's been more on the enjoyable side. I haven't hated every second of it. Although I feel like after I record 30 parts of Poppy Playtime Chapter 2, I feel like that's enough, you know? I guess that's kind of my comparison right now, and it's not particularly a fair one because I'm comparing Part 3 to Part 30. So, you know, there's that fact, I guess. Anyway, as I mentioned, if you weren't catching that, the next room is bricks, just, you know, around the little square here. It's pretty much just a couple of bracket shapes that you're building around the edges here. And again, you want to make sure that these doorways are encased in brick, which also includes the top row of the 4 will have brick going across on both. I think only the brick does this, and I think the brick does it, like, every time. So, it's special or something. I don't know why I'm adding the corners. It is not necessary. But you should have this. Nice little room. It might be logical, again, to do the ceiling first for this next segment, because that is how we have been doing it after all. So, for this little curve bit, the walls here are a block of iron if you don't want to do the ceiling first, but again, I think it makes more sense to do the ceiling first. And the block of iron will stop once you hit the room here. So I'm going to actually head to the end here, and this, like, diagonal here will be part of the wall along with this one. So I'll place an iron essentially there and there. They're a block offset from each other, but they're just before the kind of flat walls would be. You can kind of almost pinpoint the square that this room is and the, like, walls around that. Imagine every row around that except for the corners, I guess. Well, the corners don't really affect that, but they would be a different block. So yeah, up to there's block of iron. But again, I think filling in the ceiling here is going to be a wise choice. So we'll start with the, you know, 4 blocks above the oak here. And then once we hit this first row of slabs, we'll go up diagonally. And then we'll just go up diagonally every time we see a row of slabs. Because we're, I don't know, social distancing from the slabs, I guess. I don't know what they did wrong, but, yeah, that's the verdict. Anything fun to say as I fill in walls and ceiling? I don't really know. Do let me know if there's any other funny city builds you guys would like me to build. And I'm going to stop once I hit the end of the iron, which is... I'm doing something wrong there. I think it's that. I also am off a block there. That's cool. Am I just, like, entirely off a block? There's a good chance I am. Yeah, I am off entirely a block. That's wonderful work from me. This one might be... Yeah, that one's right. How do you manage that, though? That's impressive. But, yeah, if there's any, like, funny city builds on the... out there that you're, I guess, interested in me making. Okay, this is just all wrong. Surprised that I didn't do that I'm surprised that didn't happen before this hallway, honestly. Like, for that to be the first is pretty good, I'd say. That's the one thing with the building from the perspective is, yeah, sometimes you just get it wrong, you know? Just a little bit of an oopsies. Although I guess it happens with anything. It's not just perspective building, but that's... I don't think that's even an official term. I just made that one up, like, right now, honestly. But... half of it is improvising, and the other half is, not, so... I feel like it describes life fairly well. Like, obviously you have a plan, but that plan is going to get improvised more than once. I don't really think you can avoid that from happening. Interesting, not really inspirational quote, just a quote, you know? There's no inspiration with that, it's just, yeah, sometimes you have to, just go with it, you know? That is not inspirational, it's, yeah, you'll do that. Anyway, yeah, you should end up with this. Nice. Here's a fun little one. This diagonal right here after the hallway on kind of the front side is going to be like gray concrete. As for the wall going off of it, it's going to be white terracotta. Now, this one's a little bit weird. I'm talking about this hallway right here, this one that kind of curves and has no logical shape to it. Yeah, that one. This wall is going to be white terracotta along with the like back one that's 3 blocks. The other wall is light gray concrete. Now, I'm not going to build it yet, I just want to say that so you do know that that is a thing. And just ignore where the floor goes up because the ceiling doesn't follow it, it stays flat. But I'll go around here and then again I'll go around there and that'll be white terracotta. And I'll bring this up to 3 rows before I focus on the light gray. And yeah, wow, this will really be like mainly just filling. I could time-lapse all this, but it's funnier to get more content out of less work. That's the lazy way right there, but, you know, that's sometimes how it is, I guess. Although I fill it in fast enough. I finish fast enough is an entirely different sounding sentence, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then again, the other wall is light gray concrete, and you can actually bring this all the way through, basically to the flat wall here, but you're not going to go across where the doorway is, because that's a different color. But yeah, this wall right here is light gray concrete, the, like, front of this room. Yeah, I was gonna say we could fill in the back, but the back is also a different block, because, you know, we just want 4 different colored walls in our room. Actually, just 3, actually, because the other wall doesn't technically exist, and it's also light gray if it did, or would be light gray if it did. But, yeah. Yeah, and again, I'll bring it 4 high as well. Good lord, I am struggling. But yeah, back to what I was saying, I do feel like I build fairly fast. Especially when it's just, you know, blank filling. Got that clicky finger, whatever that means. There's a couple things I've already said in this video that are questionable. Both about, like, in the context of this wall to some extent. As in, while I'm working on this wall, I guess. That's how it is, I guess. And yeah, there we go. I would get out a birch door and a singular cobbled deep side, and you'll see why it's important later. The back wall of this room, which would be this one, the other one that's off iron, basically, is going to be white terracotta, as I mentioned. And then the right wall is pink terracotta, which is the one between the 2 rooms. Do make sure you leave an opening for the doorway here, which is just going to be a 1x2. And then you want to place this doorway off the opposite side of this wall, which would be the side that we're working towards. The handle will face, or the birch door handle will face towards the light gray concrete. So either way, you can actually break this top block here, and you'll replace it with a cobbled deep set. I do realize Java, you don't have to break the block to switch the direction of the door, but this is Bedrock, not Java. So this room is going to be pink terracotta all walls, and again, do make sure that you kind of leave the opening that I just filled over. Except the top row of pink will go across. Again, it's like the brick, except it's not bricks, it's pink. Well, it's not bricks, it's wallpaper. As much as Java and Bedrock do have their differences, I mean, they're like the same thing, no? There's a couple minor things that I find weird, like, with... I'll finish that thought in a second. The next area is very strange. So, the front wall, which is going to be, if you're walking, like, through the hallway that way, it's going to be the right wall, is lycra concrete until the, like, furthest in row. This diagonal... Wait, I'll get there, hold on. This diagonal right here, I guess furthest right, is where the lycra concrete stops. And the rest of both walls are white terracotta. Except, again, you're going to end one short of this little hallway here, so you're going to end right there. Because this wall is brick, and the brick overtakes it. But yeah, I'll just make the rest of this white terracotta. But, like, there are a couple weird things that, like, with building. The armor stands is a good one to, I guess, always use as an example. The... what's it called? It's like some item frame stuff that's different. Paintings. But, I mean, like, other than that, and a couple minor things, they... I did the wrong block. Go figure. They aren't as different as you'd think. I know, I'm sure some Java players will hate me saying that because, you know, they do want to associate differently because of Bedrock's massive amount of bugs, but I don't know. I don't mind the parody that much. I'm just unleashing all the Minecraft hot takes today. Because I know, again, that's another thing that people aren't particularly fond of. Keep them separate, but I think some things make sense to be in both. Like the crawling and sneaking, or... Short sneaking and crawling, yeah. No, I guess I did say it right. I just left out short, but... Some things... Like, I would love to be able to hold torches in the offhand. That'd be fantastic. Anyway, you should have this. The final hallway is brick, and... So, again, we have another staircase to worry about here, so, and the brick, I think, connects across the top row. Yeah, it does connect across the top row here. So, again, for the white concrete... It's kind of similar, except it's also different. So, the end of the doorway here, you'll have the white concrete kind of up diagonally from. You can see where that is. And then, essentially, it's going to go up diagonally, I guess left from the angle I'm looking at. It'll be up diagonally, technically forward with the way we've been working. Then forward. Then up diagonally, forward by 3. Forward 1, up diagonally, forward, and you'll connect kind of into the white terracotta from there. And just fill in the sides with bricks. Okay, just make sure you fill in all your gaps. If the stairs cause you lighting problems, just fill the underside of them. That's not really a huge deal. Along with slabs, and I guess those are the only things, huh? I don't think anything else is going to cause you any problems. But yeah, just do keep an... Oh, I missed a block, or I misplaced a block. Do just keep an eye out for that. Like, that's something I've always had to keep an eye out for. Although Bendy and Banban I didn't that much because... Well, actually Banban I did, but Bendy I didn't because I wanted it to be a little bit brighter. Anyway, you have the other portion of this hallway to fill in as well. If you didn't, like, I didn't. And then that should be all of your walls done, which is very nice, actually. And that means we can do lanterns. Which are going to be really annoying because we're just going to run around and place a bunch of stuff. That's literally what Minecraft is, though, but whatever. First up, fill in your entire ceiling with white concrete, assuring that the ceiling stay 4 blocks at all time. If I didn't, I guess, say otherwise. Most of it is just one flat area. So you're just kind of filling it all in at the same height, which should be 1 row above the height of the walls, in theory. The other thing, as I mentioned, do remember that one area where you go, like, up a block, and then you have the hole in the floor. That just stays flat. I don't remember if that was a choice because of the ceiling height, or if that was something that I did intentionally. I don't remember. But, or, like, if I did based on game accuracy, or based on my need to not have the floor, or the ceiling being visible to the floor, or vice versa. I couldn't tell you. But yeah, not too bad. I'll definitely take this though. I mean, 3 parts in and we're already looking at maybe being done next part. That's definitely a nice little in between because I can spread this one out a little bit more and won't have to worry about having too long of a break between chapter 2 segments. Which is always nice. Can't wait for Wacka Wuggy. I don't know if I'm even recording that next, though, like, as of right now. because I'm recording this before, I don't even think a single Game Station part is released as of right now. It's like part 9 or something that's next. But, yeah, so I am definitely ahead of the game. Also, do make sure you leave the hole in the ceiling in this room where you fall through. That might be important, but I probably will start Ban 0 or something, because I think that's probably next. But that should have been already out by now, in theory, or started at least by now. Can't guarantee it'll be finished, but yeah. And I guess I did just spoil Bendy, because Bendy probably isn't out either. Anyway, you should have this, and that's the, like, Alpha 2 basement spacing and layout and everything done. I'd recommend adding a room at the very end. What I did in Revived is I made it a teleporter room, because why make a teleporter to another teleporter room when I could just use the end of the basement anyway? So that was what I ended up doing. But, yeah, head back to the beginning, and just break into the white concrete here, and you can clear your inventory and get out the following. Lanterns. I believe we need a couple paintings, but I don't know how many. Candles. Okay, yeah, we do need paintings. Flint and steel. And we're going to go barriers and ladders. Now, if you are not familiar with how to get out barriers, you do /give @s barrier in the Minecraft chat. I believe Java just has it in the menu now, doesn't it? I think, or in the inventory. I really wish Bedrock would do the same. But if I remember correctly, I thought I heard something about them doing that. So lantern positions in this map are absolutely scuffed. Starting from this hallway, we're just going to kind of work around and just run a bunch. Starting on the right wall here, you'll take the third cyan terracotta, and on the ceiling above it, place a lantern. Looking at the lantern, you'll go down diagonally left, and you want a 1x1 painting. Here, I'm going to get out some blocks so I can control these paintings a bit better. I have it as the, like, black one with the little triangle and stuff going on. That one. It's almost going to give up. On the opposite wall, so essentially, if you're below that painting and you look at the opposite wall, you'll be on this cyan concrete right here. You'll count right from it by 3 and up by 1 to this cyan specifically, and you'll place a 1x1 here, which is the salmon bowl. Which looks like a clown face, if I don't get it. I'll try 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. A block over from that or to the right at the ceiling, you'll place a lantern. And also in line with the painting on the other side, you'll place 2 candles on this block lit on fire. Head through and look at the white terracotta wall here, and in the top center block, you'll place a 1x1 painting, which is going to be the same black triangle one. And then down diagonally left will be the salmon bowl again. I'm not going to worry about getting either of them. I'm probably... Oh, I got one. Can I get you now? Any chance? Any? Whatever. Off of that, off the wall by a block in line with the upper painting, you'll have a lantern. We'll go left. Off of this white terracotta here, you'll place a singular candle lit on fire. Every candle will be lit on fire, unless I say otherwise, but I don't think any are. Off of the opposite side of the doorway, just like in the doorway, you'll place 2 candles on this block. Whenever I say a number of candles, it'll be on the specific block. If I'm going to say over, I'll just say 1, 1, or like 4 candles to the right, each on a different block or something like that. On the last row of planks here, you'll have a candle on both the left and right. Get out torches. And we're going to start heading down here, and the first row of oak planks that is down, you'll take the furthest left one and you'll have a candle on it. You'll then head to the next row of planks, and you'll go down an additional one to this row of slabs, and off the wall on the right, you'll take not the top cyan concrete, but one down and place a torch. From that, you'll count 3 plank rows down. So first is here, second is here, and third is here. And it's like the little row of 3 that goes the furthest left. Where on that furthest left block, you'll not light it on fire. You'll place a candle lit on fire. You then count down 2 more planks to this little row of 3. And on the furthest right, you'll have a singular candle. And then from there, you can kind of count all the way down to where the floor flattens out. And on the far right here, you'll count back by 1 and place 2 candles on this block. Get out a soul lantern. We might not need more than 1 of these. And first off, if you just head like to the back right-hand corner, place whatever block here, preferably a full block, with a singular candle on top of it lit on fire, and you'll break the block. We'll place something here later. We just don't have it. From the plank under the floating candle, you'll go forward diagonally left with a soul lantern. You'll then count left 2, back 1, place 2 candles on this block. On the wall from that, you'll count left 2 and then up by 2, so you're 1 off the top and place a torch here. Looking at the birch door here on this wall, you'll from it count left by 3 to this block and have a 1 by 1 painting, which will be the like yellow city skyline looking one. I don't know what it is, if you care about paintings. I wouldn't care. That's the one that it is, though. I wouldn't care that much, honestly. Still looking at the door, left of it a block on the floor, you'll have 2 candles, right of it 1. Also, that did rhyme. Left on the floor from the door or something like that, I don't know. Opposite wall, you will take the, out of the center 2 strip birch, it'll be the rightmost one, and off of it you'll have a candle, again. Look back at the door and head all the way to the top right-hand light gray. Count down diagonally left by 1 and you'll have a 1 by 1 painting. Here that is the same yellow one. I got it twice in a row. Count left by 2 and you'll have another 1 by 1 here, which is going to be the black one with the triangle again. Again, it's really like 3 painting types. And nothing else. I wish you could copy the data entity of paintings. Whatever. You'll then look at or turn to the right and look at the strip birch wall, and from the bottom right strip birch, you'll count up diagonally right by 1, and you want a 1 by 1 here. Left of it, a gap of 1 and another 1 by 1, and these both are the black one with the white triangle. My odds are not there for this right now. I'll get like 15 in a row someday. It'll even out my odds. Okay, whatever again. Below the right one, you'll have a singular candle lit on fire. I don't know why I specified that one specifically being lit on fire, but whatever. Heading back the other way, you'll head up the brick here, and again, if you're just heading in this direction, you'll take the back right oak and place 2 candles on it. From it, count left 2, forward 1, place a singular candle. In front of that, 2. You'll then go up, and so you'll go up and to the right, and above the like hole in the floor here on either side, you'll take not the top white terracotta, but 1 down, and you'll place a torch on again both sides. A block below the oak, I'd fill in this like hole in with barriers, and on the center one, you'll place a lantern just sitting there. I don't really know what it's doing, but it's doing things, that's for sure. You can head through the white terracotta doorway here and look immediately at the ceiling, and from the center you'll count right by 3, so you're off the first light gray and place a lantern there. And then we'll follow kind of back towards the beginning where we'll place the rest of the candles. On the right wall where the light gray is flat, you'll leave 3 blocks off the side we were just on and have a singular candle here. You should have 4 off the other side like so. Count left by 2 from that and then back by 1 and place 2 candles on this block. You'll then kind of continue along to where the light gray goes in a row here, and it leaves you with 3 oak planks to the left of it. It's this first row. And in the center at the ceiling, you'll place a lantern there. Head all the way to the doorway, and just kind of to the right of this white terracotta, you'll have 2 candles. Now we can work down the pathway where everything is on fire for some reason. So if you head, like, or if you backtrack towards where we just came from, you'll see this hallway, and instead you'll go right to this brick one. The top left white concrete, this first one will be a lantern. And then this one diagonal right here of white, you're going to have a lantern below the right one. That is all until the, or I guess you'll go down and then left. This will get blocked off later, but there's no lanterns or anything. And on the left wall, you'll take this row of white terracotta and just like kind of back diagonally right a block from the top, you'll place a lantern. You'll then keep going until the wall almost flattens out like this, where you have these 2 rows of white terracotta open, but you're looking at the one diagonal to the right. You'll have a lantern in front of it. Directing your attention to the left wall, you'll be on this row of light gray concrete, which is, you know, it's this little row of like 2 rows, I guess, and you'll go forward diagonally right with a lantern. The next room has a lantern in the direct center, which should be 3 off each wall. And so does the next room, which you will kind of just have to inference where the walls are, because, you know, one wall kind of doesn't exist. You should have this. Make sure there are no candles in the previous room. I did not pay attention to that. Yeah, there aren't. Not a lot of details overall on this. From this row of light gray concrete, you'll go forward diagonally left and place 2 candles on this block. Looking at the kind of diagonals here, you'll take between these first 2 white terracotta diagonals and have a lantern on the ceiling. You'll do the same on the left wall with the last 2 1 diagonals of light gray concrete, which does not include this row of 3. It's these 2 right here you have the lantern between. The last row of white terracotta on this like flat portion of the wall, when you start to turn to go the other way, you'll have a lantern in the center between like the last white terracotta and whatever light gray concrete that is, some number. You can head all the way over to where the hole is, and if you're looking at it, the back right oak will have a candle on it along with the one in front, and they'll both be lit on fire. Head down through this hole in the ceiling and immediately look to the left, and you'll place a lantern like off this top middle brick, like so. Backtrack time, look to the right, and you're going to take the like furthest left row of oak and just trace it along here, and the first oak plank after these slabs you'll place 2 candles on. Not like that. There we go. If you keep going, you'll take the row of oak just before it flattens out, which is going to be this row right here, these little 2 rows, and the furthest right will have 1 candle on it. If you count back by 1 from it and go all the way left to this slab above it, you'll have a lantern. I want to say there was another candle. Yeah, there's another couple candles, actually. There's more than one. So if you keep going where you have these 2 rows of iron that are kind of flat with each other like this. From the right row on the floor, you'll take this oak plank and count back from it by 1 and place a candle here. Back diagonally right, you'll have another single candle like so. We have like 3 different pathways to worry about now, which I just love. But we're going to go like back along to the cyan here. So essentially if you just go back down the iron staircase and keep going, you'll find these cyan concrete walls. And in the very corner here where the wall turns, you'll kind of go diagonally out and you'll place a lantern there. And I'm not going to I might give you a specific number. Yeah, you'll leave an 11 block gap moving towards that door, and on the 12th block, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, you'll place a lantern. In the final room, you'll head all the way down and, oops, I'm not flying. You'll trace the birch door up to this white concrete. From it, you'll count right by 1, towards you by 2, and you'll have a lantern there. You'll go up the hole in the ceiling, and just directly above it, you'll have a lantern there. And then as you follow this, you're going to go until, you're going to kind of look at the left side, and you'll have, essentially, it's going to be a bunch of 2s, and then it'll go 3, 2, 3. You want to be on this 3 after that 2. And to the right of it, you'll have just 2 candles on this block. You'll then take the furthest right row on the left wall, which is this row of 4, and of the frontmost block, you'll have 2 candles to the right again. The next room has a lot more going on, actually. You'll just keep going, and to the left of the door, just off the wall, you'll place a singular candle here. Going left, you'll leave a gap of 1 and place 2 candles. And then you'll essentially count left by 2, so you're in the corner. Then back by 3, singular candle here. Then all the way back to the back left-hand corner. Count right 1, 2 candles here. Count right by 4, 1 candle here. You'll be 2 blocks off the left and the right wall on the ceilings. You'll have lanterns in the center. I think there's a center. It should be 4 off either side, I think. Oh, 4 and 4. Yeah, I'll just keep the white concrete since the oaks were a placeholder, or the oak was a placeholder anyway. Should have this. Nice. We will work down the staircase here first, and then we'll kind of loop back and get this one. So, well, actually, yeah, no, we'll do that, whatever, since I already said it. You'll head down to the, just past this first row of slabs into this planks, and on the furthest right plank, you'll place a candle. Behind it, another candle, and then you'll count left by 2 and place 2 candles on that block. Then count down to the next row of planks, which is just kind of weird, like triangle almost. And on the back right plank, you'll have 2 candles. Then just keep moving to the right. Essentially, I'm just pressing D on my keyboard, which that's crazy. Who would have known that's the movement? And on both this little 2x3 of planks, along with the whatever that is, the like final 2 rows of planks before the floor is flat, on the like front right plank, you'll have 2 candles on both of them. There's also a lantern actually where we are right now, and it's essentially, if you take the front left-hand oak slab, which is this one, and count back by 1, you'll have a lantern here. This row of the wall, the cyan and blue concrete, you'll have a candle to the left. We're going to go all the way down to where the ladder will be. And we'll actually make this ladder. I think this is the only ladder that there is. So head all the way to the hole here, which leads back up to where we just were. And if you're kind of looking towards this short wall here, you'll place ladders on the sides of the blocks you can easily reach, which would be those. Extend the white concrete down to the ground with barriers and have ladders off the barriers. If you're in survival, just use spruce planks or something. Or even like mangrove might make sense because the ladders in Alpha 2 were red and white, I believe. Left of the bottom barrier, though, you'll place 2 candles, and right of it, you'll have 1. 1 block off the wall on the left side at the top row, you'll place a torch. Head all the way until you're in the very center of this macaroni noodle, which is going to be this row of 5 right here. And you want to be in the center of the row of 5 and of the center of the 3 rows of the floor in total. That's a lot of centers. And at the ceiling in the center again, you'll place a lantern. I figured I'd just say center one more time. I didn't think I said it enough times before that. The only other lantern is if you keep tracing this like back towards where we have already been, and you'll, or maybe I don't even know, you'll take the like first row here on this wall, which is the furthest sticking out, and you'll count towards the doorway by 1, and in the center here you'll have a lantern. And that is all of the like I guess little decorations done. So, yeah, that is only 32 minutes. Is there anything else we can quickly rip out that might be beneficial to us? Did I miss a torch? I might have missed a torch. Hold on. I think I missed 2. Yeah, so in this, like, staircase right here, actually, there are 2 torches that I missed that are on the left wall. If you are on the blue concrete wall, if you start from the bottom and you work your way up, I can tell you where these both are positioned. The first one is just kind of after the wall goes all the way, like, out and then starts going back in. It's going to be the first row of, like, this row of 2 blue concrete. These 2 rows, you'll take the leftmost row. And not the top blue, but 1 down, you'll have a torch. And then you'll take the next row of 2, which this is 3, and then this is 2, and you'll take the top one and place a torch off of it. I do apologize, it was a little minor thing I missed. But I honestly think, once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is part 3 of your Hello Neighbor Alpha 2 basement complete. We'll finish off with all the interior decorations, which might be a little bit of a longer part, so I do apologize that we're splitting it like long, short, but I guess it'd be long, short, long, because last part was the shorter of the first 2, but it is what it is. Either way, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.